I've got a present for you.
Let's see what we have. So we have Doofus on the top right hand side. We'll start with an intro on Doofus. Most of us know who the Doof is, playing out of the Netherlands. About 20 minutes to half an hour outside of Amsterdam, I believe. Utrecht? Nah, probably got that wrong, or probably pronounced it wrong, but that's where the Doofus is playing out of, just giving away his location. But yeah, Doofus for me is the top end of C class, the absolute top end. Some may put him into the B class. I know on the FC Fortune Chaos's stream they had Doofus in the B class. They also had me in B class in the last position. So depends which way you're looking at and how much you want to categorize things. But yeah, definitely probably the best player for C class for me. And his game style. So Doofus' game style, generally, traditionally, Doofus likes to push the extra miners. He'll be watching his opponent all the time from their war factory, let them push the extra. Once they switch over to the tanks, you know, that'd be grizzlies, that'd be rhinos, probably push an extra couple of miners, especially on a map like this, and have that miner advantage, and then looks to win a later game. Not normally one that goes too aggro early. He likes to be the one defending. Black comes out. Interesting, double flag. Notice his opponent is Korea. Hugi, on the screen it's Arg, but we know him as Hugi. He's playing Allied. I believe traditionally he's a Soviet player. Rick and Hugi played each other a few days back on the stream, and Rick was able to win that on the deciding game. A lot closer than Rick would have probably wanted to do so. But yeah, Hugi playing some nice stuff. Traditionally he's a Soviet player, I believe, but he's going to mix it up with some Allied and Soviet here as well, pushing the Chrono Miners. A couple of flaks are out just for these, any early Rockies or Eagles that do come. Maybe a preempt. Black cannon ready as well. We'll get a ref into here. Also helping to stop some of them dogs scouting. So I'm not sure if he did get a full scout off there. Radar comes up on the left hand side. We should see a ref coming to here shortly into this area as well. A quick count of the miners with 3 miners here. 3 miners are 6 miners for the player in yellow, which is Hugi. His opponent Doofus goes over to a radar now. He's pumping these extra gems over here. That's quite nice. Don't see that too often. Sort of see players, you know, come all into this ore, but you know, an extra 1,000 for them for the gems, and then you do for the ore. 2 grizzlies coming over now. Can't push into the mine. It's just too many miners that they won't get anything done. But they might look to come over and take care of these flags, which would then free up these eagles. Double war factory, 3 eagles on the field. Double war factory and a radar as well for Doofus. Desos are out. Desos could get sniped though by the eagles. 3 eagles here. 3 eagles here can take a barracks. Go for the radar, that's not enough. Trying to push in on the war factory. Isn't the numbers there in terms of the rhinos? I don't know why Hugi stayed there. Didn't really need to. Would have liked to see them drive through or just come out a bit earlier, but yeah, kind of fighting the war factory and the desos. Not really what he wanted to do. Would quite like to see it NGIV and maybe repair a couple of them. But only one that's really too damaged. Rhino numbers are coming out now. No fodder here from Hugi, but obviously with them desos partly the reason. Doofus got to fight this. Interesting. So knows how strong them rhinos are and wins that fight comfortably. Obviously the weakened didn't repair. Let's get the radar now. Slows down the battle lamp. It does cost all of these eagles, and I don't think Doofus will mind that too much. We'll say go on then rebuild your eagles. The cost of what that will do to the time it will take Doofus to build a radar. I think he's okay with that, although there is desos now and he has moved his MCV, so Hugi's okay at the moment. And yeah, allied player getting his lab up. Once you do that, as the allied player, you always feel a little bit more comfortable. Black with the Desos. Does deploy. Oh, does run over his own desolation. Needs to undeploy that. That's going to take that fight. There's some weak mirages in there. Just filling out that army. We just have a quick count look at this. That's not good for Doofus, but he is playing as Soviet, and eco-wise, Doofus has no issue whatsoever. Just over committing here to these with these mirages coming as reinforcements. But 1, 2, 3 war factories. Now sorts the miners out. That's nice. Probably could get a miner up on here as well. Treble war factory for ArG. He is going broke, just touching on that himself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A couple of miners sort of long distance and not the best out of them. Them predictions are about to close shortly. No Rockies either. There is no. There's one flak that's out, but I always like to see some mix in some Rockies as well. For the allied player, I play allied myself. A lot more comfortable playing allied once I have my lab up, as I'm sure most allied players are. We haven't seen any Tanyas. One miner on the right hand side. That's a nice little sneak miner there as well. Miner will save though. Yeah, one miner will save against one mirage. Desos have been pumped into the flak. There's a few Desos there. What do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 8 or 9 mirages there. A couple more coming, maybe 10 or 11. Gonna need them Desos to come in as well. If it's on 16k, can just keep pumping war factories now. The allied player has got his eco going as well. And Hugi, the oil purifier, makes a big difference there. Here comes the Deso bomb. Does it deploy? Does it deploy? It does get a deploy. Needs to deploy again. Getting some chip damage as well. Going to keep walking. Desperately leads a pillbox in here. Oh, big treble. This could be game. Doofus should see this one out now. He just come across, take out the miners. The Mirage are still here in the desolation, trying to pull them over and forgetting where the radiation is still there. It's still popping. MCV goes down, loses numerous miners as well. GG is called in the back of this.
Player defeated.
And that is 1-0 to the Doof. Let's see how he goes. So Doofus on the bottom right hand side, ArG on the left hand side. This is Soviet versus Soviet. Even though ArG is probably a better player with the Soviet, I think he is traditionally a Soviet player, and I think just mix it up a little bit. I like Doofus is also a lot stronger against Soviet. So this is why this matchup's quite interesting with ArG wanting to switch it up. It's through his choice of playing some allied. That makes it a little bit interesting here. Doofus with 4 dogs out to scout. I'm going to send a couple of Connies, various buildings on this map on Arabian Oasis to be captured, some bunkers, the pyramid. Really beautiful map this. I kind of wish there was an edit though, so you could play this 2 versus 2. It's only a 1v1 map, but I kind of wish there was a way you could kind of edit this a little bit, so it could be fine-tuned into a 2v2 game as well. I think it would be pretty cool to do so. Both players getting their gems. Good placements on their opening 3 buildings. No early mistakes. War Factory is out. So there's a drone from Hugi. If a miner comes out, and the miner a couple of seconds later on Hugi's second miner. That's obviously because he's built a drone. Doofus is getting a long distance one up here. Often see him do this on this map. If I remember correctly, very quick to get up to the miners, up into this gems. This drone yet to achieve anything just yet. Obviously on Yuri's Revenge, it's easier to land the drone. Oh, the drone didn't really go in, did it? It kind of ran past the miner. Frustrating there for Hugi. Good boy, 1TTT2. Welcome in, my man. Hope you are well. Oh, you could be a female, actually. Shouldn't assume. I hope you're well. Hope everyone's Sunday is good. If you're in the UK, maybe having a Sunday roast, or if you're from the States, just around lunchtime, late breakfast over there as well. It's really dark in the UK. I really can tell the old lights have changed. So Treble War Factory here for ARG. Let's have a look what he's doing. So he's got 4 miners on the top hand side. He's got 2 miners on this ore patch here. And he's now going to send another 2 miners, or 2 miners in total to these gems. It gives him a total of sort of 8 miners. And let's see what Doof has got. 2 miners has captured them gems, taken all of them. There's 3 miners there on total as well. 3 miners over here and 2 miners over here. So both players on 8 miners, switches over to the Rhinos. Treble War Factory versus Treble War Factory. Very, very similar opening. Difference being is that ARG is currently taking this patch of ore rather than this, and Doofus has opted for this patch first rather than this. But apart from that, both players with the Rhinos out. Doofus has got some fodder out, so his opponent hasn't. Send 3 Rhinos to this bottom side. 3 Rhinos maybe through the middle and a little split. Should see what Hugi's splits are like then. See him already opting to look to use 2 armies. Regroups them back up now. Doofus out of position. Doofus out of position. And not good. Should just about be able to survive. Will he? Maybe not. It doesn't look like Hugi's really losing anything here. And these miners are going to go down. A really small mistake there. From Doofus. Hasn't TT'd all of his Rhinos over. Came in sort of drips and drabs. Looks like this is going to be game. I think Doofus does recover for now, but at the cost of how much he's lost there. Or does he need to save this miner? Oh, he doesn't save that miner. It was quite big. I think prior to that, he had probably only lost 1 miner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miners versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 miners versus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 war factories versus 4. So yes, Doofus is he going to base trade? Can he get over to drones? The drone's already coming out, and this is looking good for ARG. Going to dive on the MCV. Does get that, but loses all of his army. Drones are being pumped here. Isn't going to get the MCV. Going to go for the power. The power could be nice. Could sell off a ref though. Not sure he's going to go low power. They're going to get another war factory as well. And actually, this has turned out not too bad for Doofus at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doofus still in trouble here. But it is on 5 war factories versus 6. No MCV. Doofus just needs to hold on here for this game. Lots of drones. Wants a couple of sentries here. Interesting. That was really good for ARG, I thought there. I thought it looked really good. The base trade, he was well ahead of the base trade as well, but he just dived straight on the MCV. Oh, that was lucky for Doof. Gonna come over to the miners. Should get himself droned a little bit here, but obviously coming over the or Hugi looks like he's going to have too much now though. And that early sort of lead that he got, and even though the sort of taking the MCV was kind of in his favour, it's looking like Hugi just got enough war factories out and just going to have enough here to finish this one out. I think also a GG. Not sure if Doofus is building. In fact, that might have been one of the issues. Maybe in build, maybe I just didn't see the Rhino prior to that coming out.
Tech building captured.
The Doofus will stick with Iraq. Doofus will only play Iraq in QM and show matches 99% of the time. Although does have a nice allied build that I did encourage him the other day to see a little bit more. And I think in the month of November he is going allied only in QM, which I'm interested to see. Should be interesting to see how he gets on. Not sure where he's ranked currently this month, but yeah, Sen River. So both players start with a power and an oil. On the bottom side here, Doofus's power, and then he has his oil. Oil actually for expansion to the gems. Really important you keep that early on. Some GIs coming out. Got a bottle of Cobra. Lovely beer on a Sunday afternoon. So R comes out, takes the gems off the ref next to his MCV. As oil up here, like I said, can get a nice refinery into there as well. We'll see the GIs on the left-hand side. We shall see what success they can get. Maybe able to come in the sniper power, or they may go for the oil. Now the oil would be big. I think he's rally putting them in here, hence why they've split off either side here. Doofus goes with double war factory here. I'm not sure 4 GIs is. Should be able to save this. Oh, we're gonna be close. Oh my god, lose it. That's really nice there for ARG. 4 GIs forcing a sentry, minor time. And this oil is really nice and saves all the GIs. This opening sort of 2 minutes has heavily gone into ARG's favour there. I'm not sure if Doofus didn't get a scout or didn't see it, but yeah, definitely 4 GIs on this side, 4 GIs on this side. Doofus will be frustrated that he didn't stop that. Just needed a sentry either side in good time and would have been no issues whatsoever. Doesn't want to allow these 3 GIs here to do any more damage, i.e. a barracks. Yeah, a big tanker. It's just a little bit of frustration there. Can sense it. That is quite a big moment to lose oil and the war factory, which means no early gems. Of course, you can get over to their late game and we can build over there or move your MCV, but it's all time slowed down. And of course, the oil as the game goes on is really key. Now, what can Doofus do? We don't write Doofus off. It's been a poor couple of minutes for him in terms of losing that war factory and the oil, but long way to go in this game yet. 3 Eagles on the pads now. Is Eagle going to look to take down the flak, is it? Takes a Rhino. Doesn't pay anything for it. That's nice. That's the key with the Eagles. Really, really key. Hopefully he has these Eagles numbered. If these Eagles numbered, he could take down these flaks. There we go. Excellent there from ARG. Number your Eagles. We've got 5 on the field now. 5 in the field. Magic number, as we know. For anyone who plays Blitz, 5 Eagles, the magic number means you can start popping off war factories, start popping off buildings. Apart from the, I believe it's the naval shipyard, maybe the nuclear reactor, and an MCV. 5 Eagles will take any other building, if I'm not mistaken. Does lose a few Rockies, 4 or 5 Rockies there. That wasn't good. 8 Eagles here on the field. Wants a really good flak cannon here, and these flaks come over. If you can take out these Eagles, a mistake here from ARG or something like that. If it's going to look to come through, Mirages are on the field. Nice. There's some Connies there can help. No Desos up there, but just a 1 war factory versus 3. Interesting. 8 in the bank here for ARG. This oil really helping, taking all the gems on the left-hand side as well. He says the MCV has to be moved now. 1 miner goes down, needs to react. There's not that many Mirages there. He can just fight that. Yeah. He's a little bit slow there on the right-hand side. A nice split. Could lose the power, and again, that's another expansion that's going to go down. The power is not too much of an issue because we have a nuclear reactor in the field, but it's the expansion which is the key. Yeah. Doof is just going to sit in here with the IC and just hope that he can, 1 good IC, kill off the Mirages in the field and be done with it. But the issue is there's 8 Eagles in the field, and you just feel like either the IC or the nuclear reactor will get sniped. Needs to deploy, does deploy in time, and does pop. That is big. That is big. Doofus senses an opportunity, and these Grizzlies are out of position. Doofus for me, just drive straight in, take down the Mirage, click the Mirage, nice, clicks another Mirage, and just drive straight in, straight on the Air Force. That's 4 Eagles goes down, take the lab, then the MCV. There's 2 Mirages here, gonna come over and take them right, and I really like that move from Doofus. And ARG has so much money in the bank. too much invested in them. Eagles didn't get enough done with them, but really it was the issue with the Deso. And just as ARG gets 2 war factories on the field and just going to look to pump away, Doofus gets an elite and has an IC ready, splitting on the right hand side as well, which for a brief second or two I missed that. But yeah, it looks like Doofus is going to take this. ARG going to be kicking himself. Although I'm not too sure. Yeah, GG is called, yeah. I was going to say, I'm not too sure how much longer he'll stay in here before he leaves, but then that's called the GG. Argus played 1 game as Sov, and 2 games as Allied, now back with the Soviet. I think Hugi said he was going to switch it up. He was going to play some Allies. So yeah, 2-1 to the Doof. That game was definitely a game that Hugi was in a decent position. So wherever's the coldest peak, this map has 4 spots. You can play it 2v2. You play it sideways, as we've seen, or you can play this long ways. And obviously, it's a 2v2 map as well, which is often played between players. The ref comes out there for the Doof straight onto them gems, same as ARG. No early mistakes out of either player. Got the opportunity to long distance mine to there, and of course we can see the MCV move into here. 2 extra patches of gems there as well. And Doofus has the same on this side as well. Rick, you're welcome to join. I haven't checked my Discord. I don't know if you've replied to me, but yeah, no worries. I just saw your Discord actually. Yeah, no worries, mate. Sounds like a decent shout, to be fair. So 3 miners in total. I'm going to move the MCV now. Oh, that was a misclick. A misclick on the MCV. Unless he saw the drone and decided to... it wasn't a wise decision. A drone over this side as well. The 2 drones or the 1? Let's see a drone over here. This drone here just trying to block the move of the MCV, which is the same as what ARG in Hugi is going to try to do as well. Keep a drone busy. Makes it just harder for him to move that MCV. We do have the drone here. You can't see it. But it is here. Can just see on my map there. There it is. There it is. So the drone is there. Battle Lab for Doofus. What do we think of that? What do we think of the Battle Lab? Battle Lab comes out really early. Still no Rhinos. Rhinos now switches over for Hugi. But if Hugi just wants to move his MCB and get onto these gems, but he allows Doofus to get up to an IC, that's interesting. He does get himself droned. IC is out. Does save the miner. I was concerned for a second he hadn't noticed. He'll be close, but we'll save it. That's closer than I thought. And Doofus may just pump IC drones to start with. Or at least he's pumping a few to buy himself some time. Hasn't moved his MCV yet. Expecting him to do so shortly. But the Rhinos may look to block off. I think Doofus for the next few minutes will just need to keep pumping drones here. This drone. To keep himself busy with these drones. And he has lost all of his army here. Yeah, with the exception of 2. Exception of 1. MCV has been moved. The IC drone is ready. I mean, the miners will be a target. I mean, the first thing he needs to build here is a service depot. He has to build a service depot. Yeah. Go for the miners, it's fine. They're droned. Gets 1 miner, yes, sure. But here the IC drone is out. Wants to get as many miners here as he can. Yes, he will have a go at repairing them. But he needs to be fast. It needs to be really fast. And now he moves his MCV while this is happening, which is nice. So, saves 1. Or this one's going to go round. It's going to miss. It's going to be, and he re-drones this one here as well. Needs to send this one onto here. Going to lose another one. He should lose it. He does. And he loses another Rhino, which he probably can repair that one at least. But that's really nice for Doofus. And he's moved his MCV while doing so as well. Yeah, really hard when that happens. Any of you that play Soviet and someone IC drones all your miners or a couple of Rhinos, it's so hard. You have to be really, really quick on your buttons. Once they're even ticked 1 tick of help have been repaired, get them off, get another one on. There's drones popping in and out all over the place, trying to track what's going on. It's difficult, it's hard. Split up on the left-hand side. Drones are still being pumped as well. All of them miners onto the gems, that's juicy. And the next IC is ready, and he's just going to wait. He's going to pop the IC drones and with a Rhino. He's going to send a split up on the left-hand side, is he? Oh, I'd like to see him wait maybe and maybe get a couple of them IC'd as well. Going to go for the MCV. He does IC that as well, so he does take the MCV. That ref's quite big. Going to thin out the army, of course, but that ref was quite big. You could have maybe grabbed that. Drone goes in and lands as well. Just going to thin out the army here and backtrack here. Doofus. Reinforcements coming in as well. He is on 1, 2, 3, 4 war factories. On 3k. Does lose most of his army now, but Hugi in a tough position here. Can rebuild the MCV. Let's not forget there is 2 service depots. I think it's going to be a brave move to do that. 4 war factories apiece, and Doofus has the IC on the field, and his Rhino numbers are decent. This is a really, really interesting build from Doofus. Not something I would expect to see out of Doof. But so far, up until the 6.5 minute point, he's absolutely masterclassed this wonderful and played really well. And this is So versus Soviet. Just need to be careful here, getting committed to the front here. Can't afford to lose this army. Trying to buy himself some time. These reinforcements TTing coming in, and Doofus is going to lose everything here. I think if I was him, I'd be preparing some drones here and probably IC drone. Not going to get an offensive IC here. And does sort of lose 6 Rhinos there. And I'm going to lose more Rhinos unless he's going to IC. Does IC. Should be able to kill sort of 3 or 4. Does get 1 IC'd there as well. Not a very good IC there from Doofus. And does give Hugi a small opportunity here. But Hugi has reinforcements. Hugi's reinforcements are nowhere to be seen. Does rebuild the MCV. Yeah, feels like maybe he has to rebuild that MCV. He does have the ref in the place. Does have the 4 war factories in the match. Can look to get a miner here. 1 miner for 3 Rhinos. He'll take that. Drones have been pushed back, and another MCV move there coming from the Doof. Let's catch up with chat. Sorry, Rick, if you missed the factions. Again, I'll just split on the left-hand side. I'll come back to that shortly. When Elite comes out, I know Doofus will be fuming with a random Elite, but does go down. Doofus is nice. He's going to be ready shortly. Can he just hold back? Wait. Arg should have kept pushing maybe there. He had an extra couple of Rhinos there. I know they are smoking, but it may have forced Doofus to a defensive IC, which he would have loved. Arg has played 2 Allied and 2 Soviet, with this being his second Soviet he's played. Going to force maybe the IC up here. How many of these are... Does IC? Interesting. So that's okay. I think he'll be happy with that. Needs to deploy the ref. Be more than happy that single file. Needs to just be careful as this IC goes. Looking good for the Doof, isn't it? It's looking good. It's been looking good for a long time in this game. A really interesting build of Doofus as we spoke about earlier. But needs to just keep looking on these Rhinos, I think. Connie goes to an Elite, gets another War Factory, goes down. Going to continue for this. Don't think he'll get this one, chat. I think this one... Oh, he might get it. Oh, he does get it. The Connies are there to try and save the day, but not going to be. And Doofus has moved his MCV. I'm not sure what he's done with his miners. Oh, he hasn't got the ref down yet. That's why they've all gone back. Yeah, definitely needs to get a ref down there. An MCV move now coming from Hugi. He's mining dirt over to here. He knows he has to move his MCV. Kirov could be interesting. Kirov, yeah, because natural Kirov is not a bad shout here. It's got a long way to travel, yes, but obviously that when the IC can come out, you can just use your rhinos to take down the flaks or your IC drones as well, and you can clear the flaks up like that. It's definitely force your opponent to sort of build 6 flaks, and yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea actually. It just feels like a matter of time, doesn't it? I want to see both these refs kept here. Don't need to sell one of them off. Got the power. He doesn't. I'm talking like as if Doofus is like a D-class player. Doofus knows what he's doing. Some dog fodder out there as well. The IC did go down, chat. The IC did go down. I did miss how that went down and how long that's been down for. Adam, welcome, my man. So no IC. Gotta take the MCV, and the ref would be big. The ref would be big. Not worth diving on just yet. Can come across for this miner. Can come on the cliff as well. I'd just come straight here on the cliff if I was Doof. That would have been. I'd love to see him just come there then. Well, can take a war factory as well. Just shooting that rhino as it goes past it damages the war factory so much that Doofus can take that opportunity. Just be careful on this cliff here. Hugi should get some value there. Does get some, but it's not enough. And on the back of this, you see GG is called. And yeah, interesting build from Doofus. Did miss how the IC went down. And,
Tech building captured.
Allied and so. Doofus's only game he lost was on Arabian Oasis. That was Soviet. Doofus, I think, had some issues with his TT and did say about it, and did cancel. Did change his keyboard, and it did look like some obvious issues. All these rhinos weren't coming together. Makes sense. We are going to see an NG walk. Do see Doofus do this. Does like to do this on dry heat. Yeah, I've seen Doofus do this before. Sort of send an NG around the side of the map and try to capture. I think you won by 1 point, Rick, if I remember right. I think it was like, or was it 2? I thought I remembered 1 point, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Is he going to land this? Sorry, chat, I was just checking. Going to land this. Does hit the oil. You'd want a sentry to come down straight away. It does. Sentry's there, hidden behind there as well. Killbox comes out and wants to get straight onto the repair as well, but he may just stay on this rep. Doesn't repair the rep as well. Hugi says, what you doing?
Player defeated.
And Hugi quits.
Tech building captured.
Back and back. I've got my heater on in the background, but it's one of them like pretend fire ones. So if you can hear it, let me know. I can soon turn it off, but I've only just turned it on. So we're on Poltergeist. Where are we at with these two players? Doofus playing well. I think keeping it fairly simple. Although having said that, on Cold Speak was a different build from Doofus, not something that we normally see out of him too much. Kind of with the exception of maybe an early Kirov, it's kind of something quite similar to what we might see off Path, sort of pushing in nicely early, going drones early until he got himself into a comfortable position, and then switching over to the rhinos. But it worked really well. We saw divide freeze over there. So Doofus walking an NG around the map, lands the NG, then builds a couple of sentries and takes down the ref. Hugi quits out, asks what he's doing. Yeah, interesting. Absolutely. If you're going to get done by walking an NG around the map at this level, yeah, you've got to be beating yourself up rather than your opponent, I think. Lloyd, how is the gas price there? Still pretty bad. Yeah, no good. Sort of around sort of £1.64, that sort of thing a litre. It does get droned, so Doofus getting droned here. What is AgrGG doing? I would like to see AgrGG really pull up his sleeves here now and really try and grit and get himself back into the series. Obviously, like to think I'm good friends with Doofus and have a lot of time for him and like to see him do well. Also, like to see a good show match as well. But just save it. But yeah, I hope Hugi doesn't go down here. I hope to see him put up a fight here and really make Doofus work for this series. I'm sure he will. People will go either way, don't they? And that's kind of similar with sports. You either kind of feel sorry for yourself and a bit down about it, or you really roll up your sleeves and really put the grit in your teeth and say, "Come on, and let's go for it and let's have it." And Hugi's probably going to do one or two things here. Lands the drone early. I think this next point is big. Obviously, Doofus goes to in match point if he wins this, but if Hugi can get this and get a bit of momentum, we can very quickly maybe see this series switch. So, big game this one for both of these players. We shall see who comes out on top. Doofus on 2 miners on the right-hand side on ore, 2 miners on the left-hand side on the ore as well. That puts him to 4 miners, 3 on the left-hand side here, 2 on the right-hand side here, and that's 5. Going to get another ref there. 4 war factories for Hugi. Doofus on 2. And he is behind a miner, but does have a far bigger army here. But there's a split on the right-hand side. Doofus desperately needs to see the split on the right-hand side, to which he does. To which he looks like he's pulling all of his rhinos. Hugi looking like he wants to get busy here. And this is a nice opening here from Hugi. I like this build that he's got himself into. Obviously, the drone when you land early is a big difference. It slows your opponent down. Has to build that service depot. Doofus looking to push off on the right hand side himself, but needs to be careful here. There's a large amount of rhinos here. Yeah, I like the seal there for allies. They give you a better play allies. It's really nice to go. Doofus needs to be careful, doesn't get overcommitted here. But yeah, it's surprising. Doofus trying to pull him around, trying to find that split. Yeah, Hugi needs a win. Java, did you see the finals day on with the semi-pro as well? The 2 semi-finals and the 3rd place and the finals as well. That has been streamed. Yeah, agreed, Rick. Yeah, that's a good point as well. That's why I love Rick coming in here as well. What Doofus was just doing there is just buying himself a little bit of time, trying to pull AgrGG back into a defensive position, pulling him back, while he was trying to regain. But Doofus has been split up on the bottom side here. Doofus going to push up on the top side here. Tanks are getting strung about. Need some drones. There's a lot of rhinos up here. Not someone Doofus can take it. He knows it. He's forced us back, and he is behind here, and he's losing back in his base. He's losing 2 war factories. Is going to be here. Needs to be careful of the path in here. Both of these players needs to get this deployed. It needs a sentry. Might lose another war factory here. Should save this war factory. Up on the north side here. Big attack engagement. No sentry's going to be ready. And it is Hugi that's going to win this game here. Unless Doofus can really pull something off. No drones preloaded. Reinforcements coming in. Nowhere near enough. But it is Doofus that is going to lose this one. And AgrGG is going to go for... these 2 spots for me are the more even spots. this spot here is the best for me, just because you can build straight through. Like, you can just come straight through here. Like these spots here, you can't build through to the middle. There's no way. Same as this side, but this top right spot you can. You can just build straight through. There's just no issue building through. Here you can't, not really, because you build here, then you need to stretch up to there. It's hard to come through there with the trees and things like that as well. But this spot here definitely for me is the best spot, because you just come straight across the bridge, and as you're doing so, you can then mine these gems. You don't need to worry about these. My opinion, but I think that's quite community based. But there might be someone in here who will tell me why the other spots are better. So we are on Copacabana. Little bit of similar feel around Desert Island on this, where you got the opportunity to move to the middle and to test the gems and the fight. This has a kind of middle look about it, like Desert Island. There is a drone out, which is Hugi's, and the drone is coming on this side. I don't think it's going to get there in time. Oh, this bunker was absolutely huge. I'm not sure if Doofus would have got there in time. I'm not sure. That was a real foot race. I think Hugi may have been okay. Just may, but that bunker saviour was big. Wow. That was close from being a GG's within sort of a minute 30. But it does take the middle now, Hugi. And once you get onto them extra patch of gems, which means he isn't going to be mining ore, although you do touch a little bit onto the ore because it's a mixture of the two. Doofus happy to sit in his base. What's the game plan? 1, 2, 3, 4 miners. Double wharf factory. Next miner comes out, puts into 5. His opponent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think if I'm Hugi here, I'm in a lot better position here. I'm happy if I'm Hugi here. I'm happy. First opening, couple of minutes. I like the way he's gone forward and captured these little bunkers as well. That's it's quite nice as well, just as you see with that drone there as well. Also can do the same with just like dog fodder going around the map and just picking things off in your opponent's area. Not too much, only costs 100 connies, but as you see there with that one drone there can make a difference. Doofus pulling his miner for this drone, exactly what Hugi would have wanted to see. Yeah, Hugi playing nice now. I feel like he's right in his rhythm now. Back-to-back wins here could be big. The double war factory now. Dog fodder is out. Doofus is hitting the dog fodder there. Just see a couple on occasions there. Doofus shooting the dogs. Does force himself back. Does get droned as well. Doofus in trouble. Doofus in trouble, boys. What can he do? Can he turn this game around? He's in trouble here. Then push back. Comes into the miner fodder, which is going to help him win this battle, but it should take down this miner here. Does get the miner. And Hugi on 5.5k sits in the middle. 3 war factories. Versus 4. Hugi really in his element this game now. Can repair this one if he wishes to do so, but just with the double amount of war factories to what Doofus does. Well, actually Doofus is on 3 as I said, but still 4 war factories versus 3 makes it really hard. Some bad tank control being called from Java in the chat. Yeah, twice I sort of think he got caught shooting the dogs. Just made the difference there, didn't he? He'll run out of ore soon as well, so I think you have to move on this map. You come into here and take this ore. But Hugi just with complete map control, moving early. And always a massive thank you to both these players turning up and playing as well. Great to see these intermediate players going at it. 2 absolutely top class C players, stroke B class, I think. Tank control there, not too good for Arg though. For Hugi, sorry. Should keep just call him Hugi, but just massively outnumbers in the Rhino count. Because just a case of hanging on rather than really being able to do anything here. Does have the drones to try and help him here, try and get himself back into it, buy himself some time here, but not sure he's going to be able to do so. We just look at the build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 war factories. And on 6k, Doofus broke 5 miners and mining sort of dirt. That's because he's pinned in. He's got to come over to here, but once he comes over to here, he's so exposed. Oh, excellent use of the miner. Excellent use of the miner, although it does still land so many of them drones, but it all doesn't matter here. Because Hugi can afford to just keep chucking away these rhinos as he thins out his army. You can see he just keeps pumping.
Player defeated.
Doofus scores GG and we do get a 4-3 and so left hand side is the Doof distant QM map that's been into QM now. I think we're a couple of months in. Mount Olympus feel about it. So I hear not a map that I played myself. I think it's a map that has been about for a little while, but before sort of my time. In the sense of I played 20 years ago and come back sort of last Christmas, just before last Christmas actually. About a year now I've been back playing. Joined QM myself sort of around March time last year. So it starts with the gems up on this top left hand side. See on this bottom right hand side as well, Hugi and the snow, Hugi. So we look early on, see what players do, see the scout and see if there's sort of any early mistakes. So we see Hugi here does make that early mistake onto the Ord. Let's see if he notices now. He does. So he does notice. Obviously, at this level you get away with that. That's an early mistake for sort of 30-40 seconds mining ore. But, you know, he's on the gems now. It's not too bad. Hasn't bottomed out or anything. Unless he does so now. Which, no, he keeps going. That's the key thing, is you don't bottom out. Very briefly there, hit 0, but he's fine. Let's have a look at what Doofus is doing. The MCV move on the left hand side allows you to get a rep into here, so it gets you onto the next patch of ore. So the miner count, so 3 miners on this side here, 2 miners on this, 5, 6 and 7 there, 1 miner long distance and up to there. A little cliff there has a feeling of sort of the desert island map as well, doesn't it, where sort of the middle gems on there as well. So now brings out another miner. That's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some rhinos in the middle here for both these players. They have switched over to rhinos. We are 1 war factory for the Doof and 2 for AgrGG here. Doofus with that MCV move. Hugi going to do the same now. Sorry, I do switch between call him Hugi and AgrGG. It's the same player. Drone comes out. 2 miners on the gems on the left hand side. That's really nice from Doofus. We'll give them that nice little cash bonus. So Soviet miners mining ore will get 1,000 per tip. On the gems it's 2,000, so a really nice eco boost there. Has moved to the middle area. It won't get onto them gems on that side there just yet. Drone does go down. Double war factory. You'd like to see Doofus just probably pump another 2 more war factories here. There's 1 more war factory, puts 1 to 3. He's still on 5.5, 6k. 3 war factories versus 3, and it comes for a power. May go for a ref and then a war factory, but you know what? He's on 7.5k. Like to see him get another war factory. You can mine this ore patch for a little bit longer. Probably wants to start considering moving a... going to engage here. Doofus is going to engage. Lots of dog fodder, but we know our tank control is very good. Now, Doofus is out tank. I think he needs to retrieve and has lost these dog fodder as well. Hugi might look to put some pressure on here. The reinforcement should come in. He's going to come on the left-hand side. He needs to be careful he doesn't lose these. Miners should pull them over to this hand side here. Going to lose a sentry. Now, whose tank control is better here? Sentry then comes out. Sentry trying to help him, pushing him back. Hugi's still got a decent amount of tanks here, and Doofus is in trouble. two rhinos reinforced, both coming in single file. Does Doofus switch over to drones here, or is he happy to keep pumping the rhinos? Reinforcements are going to come in. Doofus is looking like he's in big trouble on 10k here. He's got the eco. All war factories on the field. Doofus calls how. Doofus not impressed.
Player defeated.
Them sentries. And if you saw, Hugi took down that sentry while he had a split second, and the second one come up, but Doofus wasn't really properly behind it, kind of to the side of it, and wasn't able to use the way the sentries are able to do so. But sometimes you have to credit your opponent as well. I thought Doofus said a lot of things right there. I think one of the maybe mistakes, be really critical, is that he had his eco going so well, but you know, it's just maybe needed to get them rhinos going and get them war factories out a few seconds earlier. Like his build, I preferred his build, to be honest, to a degree. Like he was able to get over, collect all the gems on the right hand side. He got his MCD moved early, had his ego going really well, but just behind there on the being able to pump them rhinos, I think Hugi kind of always was sort of one war factory ahead, or always getting his second or his third war factory out a few seconds before Doofus, and maybe that allowed him to get maybe an extra couple of rhinos on the field, or maybe 3, and when the numbers are so low, it may have made a difference. But yeah, nice play from Hugi, and Doofus losing 3 games in a row here. We were at 1-1, then we switched to 4-1 to Doofus, and now we're over to 4 games apiece. 4-4, we're on to Desert Island, Soviet versus Soviet. We're going the way, boys. Hello, Zed. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you are doing well. So right hand side, 3 miners, all of the gems, absolutely what I like to see. Get all them gems, don't need to be mining ore. Make sure you mine them gems. See Doofus on the ore at the minute. As long as you don't bottom out, not too bad. 3 miners and the gems there, it's a really nice build from Doof. I'd like to see another war factory here, then a ref. Shall see what these players choose to do. Hugi is going broke. Doofus, will he go broke now? Should manage his eco. Sentry comes out, does lose half health. Still has an opportunity to drone. Hugi has landed his drones as well. Impressive with them so far. I prefer the resolution. I prefer being able to see, like on Blitz Jab, I can see that the whole map, same as Ivor does, and I do enjoy it. Having said that, I think it's down to your own choice. I mean, Latov, for example, he doesn't have the full screen opened on Blitz. Doesn't have that high resolution on for Blitz. Prefers to be a little bit closer in and being able to see his tanks and his unit allows for better tank control. Obviously, the smaller the resolution, the better your tank control can be. But yeah, I much more prefer the 2K myself. 3 miners on gems, 4 miners on ore, 1 miner AFK. 1 miner AFK. Yeah, definitely AFK miner. Rhinos are coming in. Long way to come over, so Doofus, plenty of time to see it. We'll do a miner count very shortly. Let's see how these players engage. Should just be able to get a sentry up there, should be no issue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 10. 1 miner AFK, so 10 worker miners versus 6. Engagement on the bottom side here. This should be one that Doofus does win. God, Hugi. How does Hugi win that? Doofus being caught shooting the dogs again, maybe? We have a miner queuing or a miner AFK? No, a miner queuing. Okay, can he get over to this next ore patch, or is he going to keep stretching? Maybe come down a level. Still a miner AFK. Still a miner AFK. 4 war factories. 1, 2, 3, 4 war factories. I think Doofus is ahead on miners. Fast-paced game here. 4 minutes in. Yeah, AFK miners still. It's still back. It's back to work now, but we did have sort of a good minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes of AFK miner there. That's quite big. Doofus needs to manage his miners now. When you've got 10 miners, C-class level, stroke B-class level, that's one of the things that can make you such a better player is, managing your miners. Don't just let your miners spread all over the map, do what they want, roll free, let them joyride. Got to manage them. Like, He needs to really get on top of this very, very shortly. Now running out of eco there. See Hugi just a little bit better on the miner control. 4 miners all eating ore. 2 miners over here eating ore. 1 miner eating ore there. And that's not a bad ref placement for that as well. And 1 over here long distance going to get a ref down over to there. So Hugi may not have the same amount of miners, although we will have a count shortly. They are all working efficiently. Doofus has 2 miners AFK. 2 miners here AFK. Doofus on 2k. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miners. The Doof, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, needs to be careful here. Doof is going to get caught around here, but he's going to push and engage it. I think he had to take that because of his position here. He is pushing in and fighting this fight. Can the Doofus win this? Needs to be careful of his pathing. What has Hugi got? Hugi being pushed back. Reinforcements coming in. Now I don't know if Doofus wants to continue to take this. He's going to continue to fight it. Needs to get all his tanks in here. Doofus now out tanking. Doofus out tanking and can force himself back. He's going to take the middle part here. Winner of this will go to a match point. Don't want to be overcommitting here. Doofus just come back. Now takes control of the middle. What's 1 ref and then wants to pump their war factories. Start moving some of the miners into the middle. It's a long way away. This one here has got to come into the middle. Doofus can still take this fight. If he wants to come in and push there, he can take that all day. Yeah, and Doofus will take it. And Hugi pushes in. Way overcommitted there from Hugi. Not too sure why he's done that. Maybe feel like he had to. But MCV comes down. Doofus will say, thank you very much. I'll have your MCV. That's very kind of you. And Hugi quits. Does call a GG though. A couple of times we've seen Hugi not quickly go on your phone. Quickly go on your computer. Drop a subscribe. Doofus's content, all is on there. The tournaments, the intermediate tournament coming up as well. Those of you not aware, Revo regularly hosts intermediate tournaments. He's passed the baton over to Doofus to stream, which Doofus has asked me if I could help him as well. But predominantly we will see Doofus streaming at the intermediate show matches. So the players in sort of that B class and C class players that will be playing in that. Yeah, if you haven't registered for that already, please do so. It's on the Yuri's Revenge Discord. It's on announcements in there. It's on various sort of channels, on Doofus's channel, Revo's channel. So yeah, if you want a link for it, do you want to compete? It is sort of B class, C class players of this skill level that you're seeing right now will be playing in an intermediate tournament to see who is the best intermediate player. Something that Revo always does an excellent job of sort of overseeing. Also, normally has some really good map picks as well. Often brings out a couple of maps that we don't traditionally see that goes on to do really well. So Hugi is behind here. He's 5-4. He cannot lose another game, otherwise he loses this series. Doofus just needs that one final win. Yeah, and we shall see how this played out. The Ride of Descent, a map that it's not a very strong map for myself. Talking on my own behalf, I do struggle on this map. I think it's a map that it's pretty good for Sov, although don't disagree that Allard can't have success on this. But you open with the gems here, which Doofus is doing. Build down does allow you a Soviet to go quite an early second war factory, as we see here. Hugi has landed with this drone quite frequently. Does go down this time. Doofus will be pleased with that sort of early sort of checkbook list that you want to be doing in the first couple of minutes. Not getting drone, making sure your miners are on the gems, making sure your build orders in position to what you want. Kane is in the chat. Welcome, Kane. No, I don't think Soviet-wise. No, definitely not. I think everyone always goes to war factories. The second one on here. As Allied, I think normally I would. I think I have this vetoed. I think I'd normally go radar down here, to be honest. But yeah, definitely a Soviet. Commonly known for a strong map for Legend, although not always the case. I think Doofus, when he had his statistics, I think it was actually shown to be a poor map for Legend. So 4 miners on the bottom side here, and 4 miners on the top side here. Gives Hugi a total of 8 miners. Now switches over to the Rhino. Still has this has built another drone, in fact, actually. So 8 miners. Let's see what the Doofus doing. He has 4 miners up on the north side, 5 miners up on the bottom side. Traditionally, Doofus doesn't like to push there an extra miner than his opponent, and he's on quadruple war factory for 9 miners. Absolutely no issue. 4 miners also here for Hugi as well. No, I didn't see that, actually, Java. I didn't see that. It's a shame we haven't seen Woody in a long time. What's happened to Woody? Haven't seen Woody in a show match for a long time. I know it's is a young chap. That's maybe exams and school and that sort of stuff, but I don't know him personally. But so Doof is pushing back now, getting some joy as well. There's still a drone on the field. I do see 5 war factories versus 4 still. Doofus is happy to long distance to the GMs. Doofus could definitely take this fight. Dog fodder there, a lot of dog fodder there. Hugi with no dog fodder. As it stands, he does come back. Don't think Doofus wants to over just commit just yet. Even though he's got a little bit of dog fodder, Hugi's tank control will be very good. And we've seen that throughout the series. He plays lots of blitz, and that does help. Kane will probably vouch for that. You know, people that do play blitz, I think their ability to their tank control has vastly improved. Now the dog fodder does come out. Now big engagement here. Hugi's tanks have been strung out in a line, but he does out tank here, so he should be fine and has a dog fodder as well. So we'll win this fight. Doofus does come back. Does lose a power plant for that. But does lose his army, Doofus. Yeah, and he does get droned here. Does see that. 6 war factories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 war factories. So high amounts of rhinos we're going to see now. Doofus mining on the left-hand side. He's there before his opponent. This is where Doofus is in the equivalent. And he's on 11k. Needs to spam dog fodder here. Going to push in here. Going to go for a miner. Doesn't overcommit though. Sentry now comes out. Doofus just trying fighting to stay in this now. Needs to get his reinforcements with a 6 war factory. Should allow them reinforcements to come up and help him. Needs a sentry to come out as well. Wants to get on this cliff here. But it is Hugi that's been the aggressor. Hugi going broke though, regularly going broke here, or you know, sitting really low on his eco. But arguably is managing it well. Maybe Doofus has too much money in the bank. We shall see if these players opt to move their MCV at any point. Hugi definitely doesn't need to at the minute. 2 miners here, mining close to dirt now. Does send a 3rd one over to this side, as a 4th one over to this side here as well. We'll read your comments in chat as they come. Whose position would you prefer right now? Doofus has 10k in the bank, which is the obvious answer. Hugi has a decent amount of rhinos. Doofus does as well, and the dog fodder. You know, your money has to be here with Doofus here. But it's quite an even one. But Doofus definitely with a sort of a slight advantage. And once this MCV move goes, which it does, MCV move here, we do sometimes see the drones come out to block these and hidden drones, but we don't see them from either player. Doofus moving his miners, 3 miners up there like that as well. Needs to be careful with your dogs, they don't get caught stranded running off into the rhinos. Doofus going to engage these tanks in the back here, not in the fight. Hugi's all of his are kind of in the fight. Now Doofus are getting involved. Don't see any splits. Doofus being the aggressor and forcing back. Doofus on the left hand side has minded the gems. That's a decent advantage. 1 miner goes in there as well. Doofus definitely in a really good position here. He just needs to see the job out. Wouldn't even mind seeing him turn back and just taking this miner. Just doesn't want to overcommit. It's a key. Sentry does come out. Doofus feeling confident enough that he can take this fight. And Doofus is winning. And Doofus is pushing his opponent back. And it looks like Doofus is going to take the series. Unless there's a huge throw here now. GG is called. GG's by the Doof. Doofus will go 6 games to 4. It was a really well played from Doofus on Dorado Descent. Credit to both the players as well. Hugi with 3 wins in a row, looking like he was going to bring the series back. But Doofus there, OP being redeemed for the Doofus.